Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico with the Creativity Cave, and check out this fun sparkly card that I have to share with you today. It's even fun on the inside. It's super easy to put together, so let me show you how I did it. First off, we're going to start with a half a sheet of Coastal Cabana cardstock, which, as you well know, is the color that lets us know God loves us. Such a comforting color. I'm just going to burnish that with my bone folder. Then I've got a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic black cardstock. I've die cut the largest star in the Stitched Stars dies, and I'm using the So Many Stars bundle, which is in our holiday catalog. And while this is definitely a Christmas set, I think there's so much more that you can do with this stamp set for just any occasion throughout the year. So I think it's a really must-have set from that catalog. Okay, now I'm going to take a scrap piece of paper and stamp one of the larger stars in with some Memento ink on a scrap of Whisper White cardstock. And then what I want to do with that is color it in with my blends. And I have kind of a nice soft color palette that I'm working with today, and that is some soft Seafoam and some Bermuda Bay. So I'll start with the Bermuda Bay, and I've got my light and dark markers. So I'll start with the darkest, and I'm just going to color in that very center kind of flower design. So that's with my darkest color. Okay, and then I'll go a little larger flower out from there with my light Bermuda Bay. And then I'm also going to add a couple of little accent spots on here. So I'll do this little piece right here, this little piece right here, and then this triangle right here on each point. And I think it's really fun to take and color this image with different colors, and the overlapping areas, you know, you can make darker, play with the lighter and the darker, and color mixing and whatnot. So this is a fun to color image, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, next I'm going to color pretty much the rest with my light soft Seafoam marker, and then I'll add some darker areas with my darker soft Seafoam. This is such a light color, you probably can hardly even see it in the camera, but it's definitely there. And I just was having fun with soft Seafoam and my shades of aqua. So Bermuda Bay and Coastal Cabana, they're just nice colors together. Okay. Excuse me. Then with the darker one, I'm going to color in these little kind of petals here, here, and here, just to add a little bit of interest. And right there, I need to get that one. Okay, so there we go. I've got everything colored. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is take and die cut this with the coordinating stitched die, and then I will be right back. All right, I die cut my star, but then I also die cut this kind of flourish piece, and we're going to use this piece as well. Now to use this, I'm just going to need to snip this apart, and then I can use kind of both ends. So I'm just going to snip it apart like that, so it's about half and half. All right, let's layer this up and then create our card. So first off, I'm going to pop this up onto my card with some dimensionals. And we'll use these pieces on the edge here. They actually work great for the stars. Put a piece in each arm of the star. And then likewise, I want to pop my large star up from the center as well. But first, what I want to do is put a little bit of adhesive on the back. So I'm just going to put some snail. So I want my star to fit like that. So I want a little snail kind of right here. And then right here, kind of on opposing sides. And for that, let's see, I'm going to put this star right here. And then this flourish right about there. And then that'll be really cute on my card. Okay, and then I want to pop this whole star up as well. So once again, we'll put those dimensionals on the back. And it's such a good use of those extra pieces. Now the other thing, before I stick this down, the other thing I want to add is my sparkly little border in the center. And that's going to be using some of our black organdy glitter ribbon. This stuff is so much fun. It adds a little bit of glitter. And so I'm just going to run some snail across here and really give it a good burnish because you want to make sure it stays in place. So I'll wrap that around. And then, of course, our star will cover up that seam. And actually, I meant to wrap it around the whole card. So I'm going to do that. Okay. There we go. We'll try this once more. We'll burnish that on and then wrap it around. And then, like I said before, our star will cover up that seam so you won't see any of that. Okay. Then we'll just position that right over the top like so. Perfect. And then we want to embellish this a little bit. So I've got some rhinestones. And I'm just going to add a few with my pick your tool. This tool is so handy. So I'll put a larger rhinestone right in the center. And then I'm just going to sprinkle a couple little rhinestones around. That looks good. And then the last thing that I really love doing is adding some clear wink of Stella. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to spritz it by smacking it against something. I've got a marker here. So when I do that, I just get a spritzing of shimmer. Okay, and I kind of did a lot because I wanted a lot of sparkle. And can you see all that shimmer on there? Isn't that cute? Now let's finish up one more detail on the inside. I'm going to open this up and I want to stamp my design on the inside of my card. So I've got that beautiful star I used. I'll just ink that up and stamp it right there on the inside. And I used Bermuda Bay, which is just a shade darker than my Coastal Cabana cardstock. I'm also going to take a little skinny strip of Whisper White cardstock that I have. And from the Itty Bitty Birthdays stamp set, I'm going to use Let's Celebrate You. I love this image because it's really kind of a non-specific celebration stamp. It could be your birthday, it could be your anniversary, it could be your job promotion, it could be that you finished your first 5K. I mean, it could be anything. So I just stamped that on there in some Bermuda Bay ink. I'll snip off the end. And I'll use my triple banner punch to just punch the ends of this with that little banner. I love that look. You know I do it all the time. And Looks pretty good. And then I'm also going to just take and wiggle this. I don't know why. I just like doing that. It adds a little bit of fun to the banner. And then we'll just adhere it on top. And I'm just going to use a little bit of glue for that. And I like that it's kind of scrunchied like that. Just sort of fun. All right, so there you go, you guys. Now, if you would like to purchase any of the supplies for this card, I would really appreciate it if you ordered through my online store. There's links in the description below to all the products I used on here, as well as a link to my blog post so you can see all of the different photos and pictures of the products that I used. Thank you so much for stamping with me today, guys. We'll see you again soon. Bye.